Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities, published in 1859, emerges from a complex historical context that reverberates with the tumult of the French Revolution and the socio-political climate of Victorian England. Dickens, born in 1812, experienced firsthand the transformative effects of industrialization and class struggle, elements that permeate his narratives. His early life, marked by poverty and a brief stint in a factory, fostered a profound empathy for the disenfranchised, a sentiment that resonates throughout this novel. A Tale of Two Cities reflects not only the stark contrast between the two cities of London and Paris, but also the broader themes of resurrection, sacrifice, and the duality of human nature. The novel is classified as historical fiction, a genre that allows Dickens to weave factual events with fictional characters, offering readers an engaging narrative that simultaneously critiques and illustrates the moral dilemmas faced during a revolutionary period. The opening lines of the novel famously contrast the best of times with the worst of times, setting in motion the complex interplay of hope and despair that characterizes the narrative. This duality is not merely rhetorical flourish. It serves as a lens through which the reader can examine the paradoxes of the era. Dickens situates the reader in a world rife with contradictions, where enlightenment coexists with ignorance and social justice is shadowed by oppression. The historical backdrop of the book, primarily the French Revolution, plays a crucial role in shaping its themes. The Revolution stands as a symbol of the struggle for equality and justice, yet it also embodies the chaos and violence that can arise when societal grievances are unleashed. Dickens's portrayal of events such as the Reign of Terror illustrates the dark consequences of revolutionary fervor, compelling readers to reflect on the cyclical nature of history. The narrative structure of A Tale of Two Cities is intricately designed, utilizing a multi-layered approach that juxtaposes the lives of characters from both cities. The initial chapters introduce us to the protagonist, Charles Darnay, a French aristocrat who renounces his family's oppressive legacy, and Sidney Carton, a dissolute English lawyer whose life is marked by regret and unfulfilled potential. Their fates become inexorably linked as the story unfolds against the backdrop of the Revolution. Dickens employs a rich tapestry of supporting characters, such as Lucy Manette, whose compassion serves as a beacon of hope amid despair, and Madame Defarge, whose vengeful spirit embodies the revolutionary zeal that can turn deadly. This interplay of character dynamics not only deepens the narrative, but also emphasizes the contrasting values and experiences of individuals caught in the storm of historical upheaval. Thematically, A Tale of Two Cities grapples with notions of resurrection and sacrifice, central motifs that resonate with contemporary readers. The character of Dr. Manette, who is recalled to life after years of imprisonment, symbolizes the possibility of redemption and renewal in a world marred by suffering. Similarly, Sidney Carton's ultimate sacrifice, his willingness to face death for the sake of another, invites readers to consider the profound implications of altruism and the potential for personal transformation through selfless acts. The novel's exploration of sacrifice transcends the historical context, inviting readers to reflect on the moral complexities of their own lives and the sacrifices they are willing to make for others. For modern audiences, A Tale of Two Cities remains profoundly relevant, resonating with contemporary issues of social justice, inequality, and the human capacity for both compassion and cruelty. Dickens's examination of the consequences of oppression, the struggles for justice, and the moral dilemmas faced by individuals in crisis mirrors the societal challenges that persist today. The novel's enduring themes encourage readers to engage with the moral questions of their time, fostering a sense of empathy and understanding that transcends the boundaries of history. Moreover, the rich characterization and intricate plotting invite readers to consider the personal dimensions of historical events, reminding us that behind every revolutionary movement lie the stories of individuals wrestling with their own choices and consequences. In conclusion, Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities stands as a seminal work that not only reflects the historical realities of its time, but also resonates with the human experience across generations. Through its exploration of duality, sacrifice, and resurrection, The novel compels readers to confront the complexities of their own lives and the world around them, making it a timeless reflection on the enduring struggle for justice and the capacity for redemption. As such, it invites ongoing dialogue and reflection, ensuring its place as a vital part of the literary canon. As the narrative of A Tale of Two Cities unfolds, Dickens introduces a world marked by tension and uncertainty, setting the stage for the complex interplay of characters and themes that define the novel. The early chapters deftly establish the historical backdrop of 1775, marked by the impending revolution in France, while simultaneously introducing the characters whose lives will become irrevocably intertwined. The opening lines, famously beginning with, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," serve not only as a reflection of the dualities inherent in human experience, but also as a foreshadowing of the tumultuous events to come. In Chapter 2, titled The Mail, we are introduced to Mr. Jarvis Lorry, a representative of Tellson's Bank who is traveling on the Dover Road. The setting is steeped in a palpable sense of foreboding, as the mist envelops the landscape, mirroring the uncertainty of the times. The description of the journey, laden with mud and the struggles of the horses, creates an atmosphere of struggle and anticipation. The mail coach, a symbol of communication and connection, becomes a microcosm of society, where passengers are wary of one another, embodying the distrust that pervades the era. Dickens writes, "Not one of the three could have said from anything he saw what either of the other two was like," highlighting the isolation and suspicion that characterizes social interactions. The introduction of the mysterious messenger who seeks Mr. Lorry adds an element of intrigue. When the voice in the mist calls out, "Is that the Dover mail?" it serves as a narrative pivot that propels the story into a realm of urgency and uncertainty. The guard's instinctive caution, "Gentlemen, in the king's name all of you," underscores the perilous nature of travel during this period, where the threat of robbery looms large. This moment encapsulates the tension between safety and danger, a recurring motif throughout the novel. The characters' instincts and fears reflect the broader societal anxieties that Dickens seeks to illuminate. Mr. Lorry, characterized by his composed demeanor, is portrayed as a man of business who is nonetheless drawn into the personal drama that unfolds. His inquiry, "What is the matter?" when confronted by the messenger, exemplifies his professional detachment, yet it also hints at the personal stakes involved in the message he is about to receive. The urgency in the messenger's voice, coupled with Mr. Lorry's cautious response, establishes a conflict between duty and the emotional weight of the past, which will be further explored as the narrative progresses. The phrase, "a dispatch sent after you from over yonder," hints at the connection to the French Revolution and the personal histories that will intertwine with the political upheaval. As the plot develops, Dickens introduces the theme of resurrection, a fundamental element that will resonate throughout the novel. Mr. Lorry's task involves conveying news related to Dr. Manette, a character whose fate is intricately linked to the broader historical narrative. This moment hints at the profound transformation that will occur as the story unfolds, suggesting that the past is never truly buried and that individuals must confront their histories to forge a path towards redemption. The notion of resurrection is not merely confined to physical rebirth, but extends to emotional and psychological revival, reflecting Dickens's belief in the possibility of change amidst despair. The early chapters also establish the dichotomy between London and Paris, two cities that symbolize opposing forces within the narrative. London is portrayed as a place of commerce and order, represented by Mr. Lorry and Tellson's Bank, while Paris embodies chaos and revolution, foreshadowing the catastrophic events that will unfold. This juxtaposition serves to frame the characters' journeys as they navigate the treacherous waters of societal upheaval and personal strife. The sense of duality permeates the narrative, suggesting that the characters are caught in a web of historical forces that shape their destinies. Moreover, Dickens's use of foreshadowing is particularly effective in these early chapters. The tension surrounding Mr. Lorry's mission hints at the dramatic revelations that will emerge regarding Dr. Manette and his daughter, Lucie. The reader is left with a sense of foreboding, anticipating the convergence of personal and political histories that will ultimately define the trajectory of the story. As Mr. Lorry descends into the mist, the imagery evokes a sense of impending revelation, suggesting that the journey ahead will be fraught with both peril and possibility. Through the careful development of plot and character, Dickens masterfully sets the stage for the exploration of themes such as sacrifice, resurrection, and the quest for justice. The conflicts introduced in these early chapters resonate deeply, inviting readers to reflect on the complexities of human relationships and the capacity for change in the face of overwhelming adversity. As the narrative unfolds, it becomes clear that the struggles of Mr. Lorry, Dr. Manette, and the other characters are not merely personal, but emblematic of the broader societal conflicts that define this tumultuous period in history. The early plot development of A Tale of Two Cities introduces readers to the bleak atmosphere and the characters whose lives are intertwined with the fateful events of the French Revolution. The opening scene, set in the misty landscape of Dover, immediately immerses the reader in a world laden with uncertainty and tension. The dialogue between the guard and Mr. Jarvis Lorry establishes not only the immediate conflict, but also hints at deeper ramifications tied to identity and purpose. Lorry's query about the Dover Mail encapsulates his role as a messenger, a figure of transition who stands between life and death, past and present. Mr. Lorry, a representative of Tellson's Bank, is characterized by a professional demeanor that contrasts sharply with the chaotic environment around him. His calmness in the face of the guard's suspicion reveals his steadfast nature, yet it also underscores a profound isolation. The guard's gruff demeanor and the distrustful reactions of the other passengers suggest a world filled with fear and suspicion, foreshadowing the larger societal conflicts that will unfold. The phrase, "recalled to life," which Lorry relays as his message, serves as a pivotal motif that reverberates throughout the narrative. This phrase becomes emblematic of resurrection, not just in a literal sense, referring to Dr. Manette's return to life after years of imprisonment, but also symbolically, representing the potential for renewal amidst despair. The introduction of Jerry Cruncher, the messenger, adds another layer of complexity to the narrative. His character is painted with a mix of humor and darkness, encapsulated in his hoarse voice and his musings on the strangeness of the message. Jerry's presence is both comical and foreboding, as his thoughts on being recalled to life reveal a deeper existential dread. His character embodies the working-class perspective, grappling with the implications of life and death in a society on the brink of revolution. The interplay between Lorry and Jerry not only highlights the different social strata, but also emphasizes the theme of resurrection and the moral ambiguities that accompany it. As the narrative progresses into Chapter 3, The Night Shadows, Dickens broadens the lens to explore the secrets and mysteries that define human existence. The reflection on the profound secret and mystery of every human creature serves as a poignant reminder of the isolation inherent in society. The imagery of the darkly clustered houses and beating hearts evokes a sense of shared yet uncommunicable experiences among individuals. This theme resonates deeply in a time when social upheaval was prevalent, and the individual's plight often went unnoticed amidst the chaos of the collective. The metaphor of the city as a living entity, populated by secrets, underscores the alienation felt by its inhabitants, a foreshadowing of the characters' struggles as they navigate their own hidden truths. Dickens's use of the night as a backdrop amplifies the sense of foreboding that permeates the text. The eternal frost of the water and the inscrutable nature of death reflect the characters' internal conflicts and the societal tensions that threaten to erupt. The protagonist's lamentation over lost connections, "My friend is dead, my neighbor is dead," highlights the pervasive grief that accompanies the human condition. This sense of loss is not merely personal. It resonates with the broader historical context of the French Revolution, where countless lives were irrevocably altered or extinguished. The juxtaposition of individual secrets against the backdrop of a collective societal crisis emphasizes the tension between personal identity and public persona. As the characters grapple with their own histories and the weight of their choices, the narrative suggests that the quest for understanding oneself is fraught with peril. The notion that one's individual experiences are as inscrutable to others as the secrets they carry reinforces the theme of isolation that Dickens masterfully weaves throughout the text. Moreover, the characterization of Mr. Lorry serves as a microcosm of the broader conflict between the old world and the emerging new order. His role as a banker, a custodian of wealth and stability, is juxtaposed against the revolutionary fervor that threatens to upend societal norms. This tension is evident in the way the characters respond to the impending changes. While Lorry maintains a facade of composure, the uncertainty of the world around him looms large. The hesitance of the other passengers to engage with Lorry and their attempts to feign sleep reflect a society unwilling to confront the realities of change. In sum, the early chapters of A Tale of Two Cities deftly establish the central conflicts and themes that will shape the narrative. Through the careful introduction of characters and their interactions, Dickens lays the groundwork for an exploration of resurrection, isolation, and the tumultuous nature of human relationships. The interplay between personal struggles and societal upheaval sets the stage for a profound examination of the human condition, resonating with readers as they navigate the complexities of their own lives within the broader tapestry of history. In the early chapters of A Tale of Two Cities, Dickens masterfully establishes a complex web of characters and conflicts that serve to illustrate the tumultuous socio-political landscape of both France and England during the late 18th century. The novel opens with the famous line, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," setting a tone of duality that permeates the narrative. This duality is not just a reflection of the era, but also of the characters who inhabit it, each grappling with their own personal struggles amidst national chaos. The introduction of Jarvis Lorry, a banker at Tellson's Bank, serves as a focal point for the themes of resurrection and identity. Lorry, who travels from London to Paris to deliver a message regarding a long-buried man, embodies the tension between the past and the present. His repeated refrain of "recalled to life" signifies the central conflict of the novel, the struggle for redemption and the complexities of human relationships. Lorry's character is portrayed as both a product of his environment and an individual with a distinct purpose. His meticulous attention to detail and his role as a messenger highlight the importance of communication in a world rife with misunderstanding and revolution. As Lorry embarks on his journey, the narrative shifts to the mysterious figure of Dr. Alexandre Manette, who has been imprisoned in the Bastille for 18 years. This prolonged isolation and suffering serves as a stark contrast to Lorry's relative stability and mobility. Dickens uses the motif of the grave to symbolize Manette's psychological state, reflecting on how the trauma of imprisonment has rendered him a mere shadow of his former self. The imagery of digging out a grave resonates throughout the text, underscoring the idea of resurrection not only in a physical sense, but also in terms of psychological healing. The haunting dialogue between Lorry and the specter of Manette, where the latter expresses uncertainty about his desire to live, encapsulates the profound despair that accompanies trauma. The character of Lucie Manette, Dr. Manette's daughter, serves as a beacon of hope and compassion amidst the darkness of the narrative. Her introduction marks a turning point in the plot, as she represents the possibility of healing and connection. Lucie's unwavering love for her father and her desire to restore him to a semblance of normalcy contrast sharply with the chaos surrounding them. Dickens employs the motif of light and warmth to illustrate Lucie's nurturing spirit as she becomes the catalyst for her father's emotional resurrection. Her ability to evoke feelings of safety and belonging in her father highlights the importance of familial bonds in times of crisis. The early chapters also introduce Charles Darnay, a French aristocrat who renounces his family's oppressive legacy in favor of a more egalitarian existence. His conflict with his heritage is emblematic of the broader societal struggle between the oppressors and the oppressed. Darnay's decision to reject his title and wealth signifies a critical commentary on the moral implications of privilege and the responsibilities that come with it. Dickens presents Darnay as a complex character, caught between two worlds, one of privilege and another of empathy. This internal conflict is further complicated by his love for Lucie as their relationship becomes a symbol of hope for a future unburdened by the sins of the past. The interplay between Darnay and Dr. Manette introduces additional layers of conflict, particularly as Darnay's past threatens to catch up with him. The tension escalates when Darnay faces trial for treason in England, a plot device that not only heightens the stakes for the characters, but also reflects the broader themes of justice and injustice. The courtroom scenes serve as a microcosm of the societal upheaval occurring in both countries, illustrating how personal and political conflicts are inextricably linked. As the narrative unfolds, Dickens skillfully intertwines the fates of his characters with the historical events of the time. The revolution looms on the horizon, and the characters' personal struggles are mirrored by the collective turmoil of the populace. The early plot development, marked by the introduction of key characters and their conflicts, sets the stage for an exploration of the consequences of oppression, the quest for identity, and the transformative power of love. Through vivid characterizations and rich symbolism, Dickens invites readers to reflect on the nature of sacrifice and redemption. The notion of being recalled to life resonates deeply within each character's journey, as they navigate the complexities of their relationships against the backdrop of an era defined by strife and change. In this way, A Tale of Two Cities transcends its historical context, offering a timeless examination of the human condition and the enduring quest for connection amidst chaos. In the dimly lit confines of Miss Manette's room, the atmosphere is laden with anticipation and trepidation. Mr. Lorry's entrance into this somber space marks a pivotal moment in A Tale of Two Cities, as it catalyzes not only the unfolding of personal narratives, but also the broader thematic concerns of resurrection and identity. The contrast between the oppressive darkness of the room and the vibrant life that Miss Lucy Manette embodies is striking. Here, Dickens employs light and shadow as metaphors for the characters' emotional states and historical contexts. Lucy, a figure of compassion and hope, represents the potential for healing in a world rife with suffering, a theme that resonates deeply throughout the novel. The initial encounter between Mr. Lorry and Lucy is charged with an undercurrent of emotional complexity. Mr. Lorry, though a man of business, reveals a softer side as he becomes a custodian of Lucy's past and future. His inquiry into her well-being, "I hope you are well, dear Miss Manette," is not merely a formality. It signifies his protective instincts and his recognition of the fragility of her spirit. This relationship, underscored by paternal affection, establishes a foundation of trust that is essential as Lucy's narrative unfolds. As Lucy recounts her father's tragic story, Dickens skillfully deepens the emotional stakes. Dr. Manette's long imprisonment has left indelible scars on both his psyche and his daughter's life. Lucy's compassionate nature is further illuminated through her response to her father's plight. She expresses an unwavering commitment to restoring him, stating, "I will never leave you, dear father." This pledge not only underscores her loyalty, but also symbolizes the redemptive power of love, a recurring motif in the novel. It is through Lucy's unwavering support that Dr. Manette begins to reclaim his identity, suggesting that personal relationships can transcend the harrowing effects of trauma. The rising action in A Tale of Two Cities intricately weaves together the fates of its characters against the backdrop of revolutionary fervor. As the narrative progresses, the tension between personal desires and societal upheaval becomes increasingly pronounced. The introduction of Charles Darnay, a man who renounces his aristocratic heritage, complicates the emotional landscape. Darnay's court trial in London serves as a microcosm of the broader societal conflicts, reflecting the struggle between the old order and the emerging revolutionary spirit. Darnay's relationship with Lucy is another layer of complexity, as it mirrors the tensions of their time. Their love story unfolds with a sense of inevitability, yet it is fraught with the weight of history. Darnay's decision to distance himself from his family's legacy speaks to a desire for redemption, yet his aristocratic lineage casts a long shadow over his intentions. The moment when Lucy declares her love for him is marked by the poignant acknowledgement of their shared journey. "I love you, Charles, and I will be your wife." This declaration encapsulates the hope that love can bridge the divides created by history and circumstance. As the narrative tension escalates, the characters are drawn inexorably toward the chaos of the revolution. Dickens juxtaposes the personal struggles of his characters with the collective turmoil of society, highlighting the impact of historical events on individual lives. The tension between Darnay and Sidney Carton, a dissolute lawyer who harbors unrequited love for Lucy, becomes emblematic of the struggle between self-sacrifice and self-interest. Carton's character arc represents a profound exploration of redemption as he grapples with his own failures while yearning for a chance at nobility through love. The climactic moment of Carton's transformation occurs when he resolves to sacrifice himself for Darnay's safety, uttering the famous words, "It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done." This selfless act serves as an embodiment of Dickens's central theme of resurrection. Through Carton's sacrifice, the narrative suggests that redemption is attainable, even in the face of despair. The intertwining of personal and political narratives culminates in a powerful exploration of the human capacity for love, sacrifice, and transformation. In conclusion, A Tale of Two Cities masterfully delves into the complexities of character relationships against a backdrop of societal upheaval. Dickens artfully navigates the intertwined fates of his characters, revealing the profound impact of love, sacrifice, and redemption amidst the chaos of revolution. The emotional depth of Lucy, Darnay, and Carton underscores the novel's exploration of the human condition, ultimately offering a timeless reflection on the enduring quest for connection, meaning, and hope in an ever-changing world. Through these relationships, Dickens crafts a narrative that resonates with the struggles and triumphs of humanity, affirming the possibility of renewal even in the darkest of times. Of another man's child, and I have merely fulfilled my duty as a trustee. Yet, the moment I saw you, I was struck by the vivid memory of your father, and I could hardly suppress the emotional weight that accompanies such a recollection. This moment of recognition marks a pivotal point in A Tale of Two Cities, as the relationship between Mr. Jarvis Lorry and Lucy Manette begins to unfold. The interaction between them is laden with the complexities of memory, duty, and the emotional scars of the past. Laurie's reluctance to acknowledge his own feelings underscores a central theme of the novel, the struggle between emotional connection and the societal expectations of stoicism. His characterization as a speaking machine highlights the Victorian ideal of business-like detachment, yet his actions reveal a deep-seated care for Lucy, suggesting that human connections cannot be easily suppressed, even in an era that often valorizes emotional restraint. As Lucy learns more about her father, Dr. Manette, the rising action of the narrative intensifies. The bond between Lucy and her father, whom she has never met, serves as a catalyst for the unfolding drama. The narrative builds tension as Lucy expresses her eagerness to understand the circumstances surrounding his long imprisonment. Dickens employs rich imagery to evoke the weight of Dr. Manette's suffering and the psychological toll it has taken on him. The description of the dark, oppressive room where Lucy first meets Laurie sets the stage for her emotional journey, symbolizing the shadows of her father's past that loom over their reunion. Lucy's character embodies hope and compassion, serving as a beacon of light amidst the prevailing darkness of the revolution. Her innocence and purity starkly contrast with the brutality of the world around her, reinforcing the theme of resurrection that permeates the narrative. As they discuss her father's fate, Lucy's determination to seek out and help Dr. Manette illustrates her innate desire to reconnect with her familial roots, suggesting that love and familial bonds can transcend even the most harrowing experiences. The relationship between Lucy and Dr. Manette deepens as the story progresses, culminating in their eventual reunion. This moment is laden with emotional poignancy, as it represents not only the restoration of a father-daughter bond, but also the possibility of healing and redemption. Dr. Manette's psychological fragility serves as a reflection of the societal chaos surrounding them, mirroring the broader upheaval in France. Dickens deftly intertwines personal narratives with historical context, allowing the reader to grasp the profound impact of the revolution on individual lives. As Lucy becomes a central figure in the lives of other characters, including Charles Darnay and Sidney Carton, the thematic development of sacrifice and redemption emerges. Darnay's initial courtship of Lucy highlights the tension between duty and desire. His noble intentions and love for Lucy are juxtaposed with the specter of his family's dark legacy, which threatens to overshadow their relationship. Darnay's struggle with his identity encapsulates the broader themes of social justice and the moral implications of one's lineage. Sidney Carton's character serves as a foil to Darnay, presenting a complex exploration of unrequited love and personal sacrifice. Carton's initial disillusionment and self-loathing gradually transform as he develops a profound affection for Lucy. His ultimate act of self-sacrifice at the novel's climax becomes a powerful commentary on redemption and the capacity for change. Through Carton, Dickens illustrates the potential for transformation inherent in love, suggesting that even the most flawed individuals can find purpose and meaning through acts of altruism. The rising action of A Tale of Two Cities culminates in the chaotic events of the Revolution, where personal narratives intersect with the collective struggles of society. The emotional stakes heighten as characters are forced to confront their pasts and make choices that will resonate through the fabric of their lives. The tension between individual desires and societal expectations becomes increasingly pronounced, culminating in a powerful exploration of sacrifice and the quest for justice. In conclusion, Dickens' masterful character development and thematic exploration in A Tale of Two Cities illuminate the intricate web of relationships that define the human experience. Through the connections forged between Lucy, Dr. Manette, Darnay, and Carton, the narrative reflects on the enduring power of love, sacrifice, and the possibility of redemption. Ultimately, the novel serves as a poignant reminder of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity, affirming that hope can prevail even in the most tumultuous of times. In A Tale of Two Cities, Charles Dickens intricately weaves a narrative marked by plot complications, character transformations, and escalating tensions that reflect the broader societal upheaval of the French Revolution. The story's central tension emerges from the duality of existence, between life and death, love and sacrifice, and the dichotomy of the two cities that serve as its backdrop, Paris and London. This duality is exemplified in the characters of Charles Darnay and Sidney Carton, whose lives intertwine in a web of fate, sacrifice, and redemption. The narrative's complications are underscored by the revelation of Dr. Alexandre Manette's traumatic past, which serves as a poignant reminder of the personal costs of political oppression. The scene where Mr. Laurie recounts the history of Lucy Manette's father exemplifies the emotional gravity Dickens employs to depict the scars of imprisonment. Mr. Laurie's description: "If he had an enemy in some compatriot who could exercise a privilege that I, in my own time, have known the boldest people afraid to speak of in a whisper," reveals the omnipresent threat of tyranny, illustrating how personal traumas are inextricably linked to the larger socio-political landscape. This moment serves to deepen the reader's understanding of Lucy, whose life has been shaped by the absence of her father, a shadow that looms over her happiness. Lucy's unwavering compassion becomes a transformative force in the lives of those around her, particularly in the case of Sidney Carton. Initially portrayed as a dissolute and self-loathing figure, Carton experiences a profound transformation that is catalyzed by his love for Lucy. His inner turmoil is poignantly captured when he reflects, "I am a disappointed drudge, sir. I care for no man on earth, and no man on earth cares for me." This acknowledgement of his isolation and despair sets the stage for the redemptive arc that will culminate in his ultimate sacrifice. Carton's journey from despair to selflessness embodies the novel's central theme of resurrection, as he seeks to transcend his wasted potential through an act of love that defies the confines of his previous existence. The mounting tensions in the narrative are further amplified by the backdrop of revolutionary fervor in France. As the revolutionary fervor escalates, Dickens portrays the collective madness that grips the populace, leading to a frenzy of violence and retribution. The character of Madame Defarge epitomizes this relentless quest for vengeance, as she becomes a symbol of the revolution's darker impulses. Her chilling mantra, "Revolution is a monster," reflects the duality of the revolutionary spirit, which seeks justice but often devolves into barbarism. The tension between the ideals of the revolution and the brutal reality of its execution serves as a critical commentary on the nature of social upheaval, revealing how noble intentions can lead to devastating consequences. As the narrative progresses, the intertwining fates of Darnay and Carton reach a climax when Darnay is imprisoned in France, accused of being an enemy of the revolution. This moment serves as a pivotal complication that heightens the stakes for all characters involved. Carton's decision to take Darnay's place at the guillotine is a profound act of sacrifice that encapsulates the novel's exploration of redemption and love. In his final moments, Carton reflects, "It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known." This declaration not only signifies his acceptance of his past, but also his embrace of a future that prioritizes the well-being of others over his own. The narrative's resolution, marked by Carton's self-sacrifice, underscores Dickens's belief in the transformative power of love and the potential for redemption amidst despair. Carton's final act serves as a poignant reminder that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can rise above its circumstances. His sacrifice for Lucy and Darnay encapsulates the essence of the novel, where love transcends individual suffering, suggesting that, despite the chaos of the world, hope and humanity can endure. In conclusion, A Tale of Two Cities intricately weaves together plot complications, character transformations, and mounting tensions that reflect both personal and societal struggles. Through the characters of Lucy, Darnay, and Carton, Dickens explores themes of sacrifice, resurrection, and the enduring nature of love, ultimately affirming that even amid the tumult of revolution, the human spirit can find redemption. The novel's conclusion serves as a powerful testament to the resilience of hope, offering a profound commentary on the capacity for renewal in the face of adversity. The intricate plot complications in A Tale of Two Cities are masterfully woven through the personal and collective struggles of its characters, reflecting the broader socio-political upheaval of the French Revolution. Dickens employs a technique of parallel narratives, juxtaposing the lives of characters such as Charles Darnay, Sidney Carton, and Lucy Manette against the backdrop of revolutionary fervor, which serves to heighten the tensions that ultimately lead to moments of profound transformation. The character of Sidney Carton is particularly emblematic of the theme of redemption through sacrifice. Initially introduced as a dissolute lawyer with a penchant for self-pity, Carton undergoes a remarkable transformation as he grapples with his unrequited love for Lucy Manette. His early interactions reveal a man trapped in his own despair, often overshadowed by the more respectable Darnay. However, as the narrative progresses, Carton's character begins to shift, reflecting a deeper understanding of love and sacrifice. His declaration, "It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest that I go to than I have ever known," encapsulates his ultimate metamorphosis. This pivotal moment occurs against the mounting tensions of the revolution, where Carton's willingness to sacrifice his life for Darnay's underscores the novel's exploration of personal redemption amidst societal chaos. Conversely, Darnay's character, while noble, often embodies the naivety of the aristocracy, which is increasingly challenged by the realities of the revolution. His return to France to rescue an old family servant, despite the dangers posed to him as a former nobleman, illustrates the theme of personal responsibility. Yet this act also reveals Darnay's underestimation of the revolutionary fervor that has engulfed France. Dickens crafts Darnay's journey as one fraught with increasing peril, culminating in his wrongful imprisonment and the threat of execution, which illustrates the unpredictable and violent nature of the revolution. The tension escalates as Darnay, once a symbol of hope for reconciliation between classes, becomes a target for the wrath of the revolutionaries, emphasizing the novel's critique of the aristocracy's obliviousness to the suffering of the masses. Lucy Manette serves as a stabilizing force within the tumultuous world of the novel, embodying compassion and resilience. Her unwavering love for her father, Dr. Manette, and her husband Darnay highlights the novel's exploration of familial bonds amid societal upheaval. Lucy's character undergoes her own transformation, evolving from a passive figure to one who actively seeks to nurture and protect those around her. Her relationship with Carton is particularly poignant. She becomes a catalyst for his redemption, inspiring him to strive for a better version of himself. Lucy's role as a nurturing figure is reinforced by her emotional strength, which stands in stark contrast to the violence and chaos surrounding her. This juxtaposition serves to heighten the emotional stakes of the narrative, as her love becomes a beacon of hope for Carton and a reminder of what is at stake for the characters embroiled in the revolution. The mounting tensions in the narrative are also reflected in the symbolic imagery of the spilled wine in the wine shop scene, which serves as a harbinger of the bloodshed to come. The vivid description of the wine spilling onto the streets of Saint-Antoine not only signifies the desperation and hunger of the people, but also foreshadows the violent outpouring of the revolution. The communal frenzy over the spilled wine, where the hands of the man who sawed the wood left red marks on the billets, serves as a metaphor for the forthcoming chaos and bloodshed that will stain the streets of Paris. The revelry quickly devolves into a somber reality as the laughter dissipates and is replaced by the despair of hunger and poverty. This stark transition from joy to sorrow encapsulates the duality of the human experience during revolutionary times, where moments of fleeting happiness are overshadowed by the grim realities of existence. As the novel progresses, the mounting tensions between the oppressors and the oppressed become increasingly palpable, culminating in an inevitable clash. Dickens captures the essence of a society on the brink of collapse, where the cries for justice resonate with the anguish of the downtrodden. Each character's journey becomes intertwined with the larger narrative of revolution, illustrating how personal struggles reflect the collective turmoil of a nation. The transformation of characters like Carton and Darnay, set against the backdrop of societal upheaval, reveals the intricate interplay between individual choices and historical forces. In conclusion, A Tale of Two Cities serves as both a historical narrative and a profound exploration of human nature. The plot complications, character transformations, and mounting tensions intricately weave together themes of sacrifice, redemption, and the enduring power of love. Dickens crafts a world where personal and political crises collide, ultimately affirming that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can rise to meet the challenges of its circumstances. Through the lens of revolution, Dickens invites readers to reflect on the complexities of their own humanity, urging a recognition of both the potential for destruction and the capacity for profound change. In the escalating tension of A Tale of Two Cities, Dickens meticulously crafts a narrative that juxtaposes the stark realities of poverty and oppression against the impending revolutionary fervor that simmers beneath the surface of society. The passage highlights the pervasive presence of hunger and despair among the populace, vividly illustrated through the imagery of the gaunt scarecrows and the narrow, winding streets that echo with the cries of the oppressed. This setting serves as a crucible for the characters' destinies, revealing the depths of their suffering while simultaneously foreshadowing the explosive potential of their collective discontent. The motif of hunger is particularly significant, as it symbolizes not only physical deprivation but also a deeper existential longing for justice and equality. Dickens writes that hunger was pushed out of the tall houses in the wretched clothing that hung upon poles and lines, creating a powerful visual of how the affliction permeates every aspect of life. This relentless pursuit of sustenance becomes a metaphor for the broader societal struggle against tyranny and exploitation. The repetition of the word hunger throughout the passage underscores its omnipresence, reinforcing the notion that it is a driving force behind the actions of the characters and the revolutionary spirit that is beginning to awaken. As the narrative approaches its climax, key revelations about the characters and their motivations emerge. The wine shop, a microcosm of the larger societal landscape, becomes a focal point for understanding the dynamics of power and resistance. The character of the wine shop keeper, with his bull-necked and martial-looking demeanor, embodies the strength and resolve of the common man, who, though currently subdued, possesses the potential for uprising. His interactions with the Joker and Madame Defarge reveal layers of complexity. They are not merely figures of the oppressed, but also symbols of the burgeoning revolutionary spirit. Madame Defarge, in particular, emerges as a formidable presence, her watchful eye and steady composure hinting at a calculated approach to the brewing conflict. Her knitting, a seemingly mundane activity, transforms into an emblem of her role as a weaver of fate, intertwining the lives of the characters with the larger narrative of revolution. The dialogue between the wine shop keeper and the Joker further amplifies the tension, as it reflects the disconnection and alienation felt by those living in poverty. The wine shop keeper's dismissive attitude towards the Joker's attempts at humor, "What now? Are you a subject for the mad hospital?" illustrates a growing frustration with the absurdity of their circumstances. This interaction encapsulates the struggle between the desire for levity and the harsh realities of life, underscoring a significant theme in Dickens's work: the fragility of the human spirit in the face of relentless adversity. As the narrative unfolds, the reader becomes acutely aware of the impending clash between the ruling classes and the oppressed masses. The imagery of tools and weapons, the cutler's knives and axes that are sharp and bright, serves as a stark reminder of the violent potential that lurks beneath the surface of societal unrest. Dickens foreshadows the coming storm, suggesting that the very instruments of daily survival can become tools of rebellion. The tension is palpable, as the characters navigate a world fraught with desperation and the promise of upheaval, hinting at the inevitable convergence of personal and political destinies. Dickens's masterful use of setting and character development crystallizes the themes of sacrifice and redemption that permeate the narrative. The plight of the characters, particularly those like Lucy Manette and Charles Darnay, becomes emblematic of the broader struggle for justice. Lucy's compassion and unwavering belief in the goodness of others stand in stark contrast to the bitterness that has consumed figures like Madame Defarge. This dichotomy highlights the moral complexities inherent in the revolutionary struggle. It is a battle not just for survival, but for the very soul of humanity. As the climax approaches, the tension between individual desires and collective action becomes increasingly pronounced. The characters are faced with choices that will irrevocably alter their fates and the fate of their society. Dickens invites the reader to reflect on the moral implications of these choices, urging a deeper understanding of the human condition in times of crisis. The narrative's trajectory suggests that while the path to revolution may be fraught with violence and suffering, it is also a path toward potential renewal and transformation. In this way, Dickens not only chronicles the historical events of the French Revolution, but also delves into the timeless themes of sacrifice, love, and the struggle for justice. Through his rich tapestry of characters and vivid imagery, he compels readers to confront the complexities of their own humanity and the choices they make in the face of adversity. As the story hurtles toward its inevitable conclusion, the seeds of revolution take root, promising a reckoning that will test the limits of both individual and collective will. The interplay of hope and despair, love and loss, crystallizes the essence of Dickens's narrative, leaving an indelible mark on the reader's understanding of the human experience. In the resolution of A Tale of Two Cities, Dickens masterfully weaves together the fates of his characters against the backdrop of revolutionary fervor, ultimately emphasizing the themes of sacrifice and resurrection. The novel's conclusion is marked by Sidney Carton's selfless act of redemption, as he willingly faces death to save Charles Darnay, embodying the spirit of resurrection that permeates the narrative. Carton's final moments, "It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done," serve as a poignant culmination of his character arc, transforming him from a dissolute lawyer into a figure of profound moral integrity. His sacrifice not only redeems his own wasted life, but also symbolizes the potential for renewal in a society steeped in violence and hatred. The resolution also highlights the fates of other characters, particularly Lucy Manette and Dr. Manette, who represent the enduring power of love and familial bonds amidst chaos. Their emotional resilience contrasts sharply with the brutality of the revolution, suggesting that personal connections can withstand even the most tumultuous external circumstances. Dickens employs these characters to illustrate that while societal upheaval may threaten the fabric of life, love remains a potent force capable of fostering hope and healing. Character assessments reveal a rich tapestry of human experience. Sidney Carton stands out as a tragic hero whose inner turmoil and eventual redemption resonate with readers. His journey from a life of regret to self-sacrifice underscores the complexity of human nature, where despair can transform into hope through acts of love. Conversely, Charles Darnay, though honorable, lacks the depth of Carton, often appearing as a passive figure swept along by the tides of history. Lucy Manette embodies the ideal of compassion and strength, serving as a moral anchor for the men around her. Dr. Manette's character, marked by his traumatic past, reflects the scars of oppression and the enduring struggle for personal agency. Thematic synthesis in A Tale of Two Cities reveals a profound contemplation of duality, both in the title and the narrative structure. The juxtaposition of London and Paris, aristocracy and revolution, love and sacrifice forms a complex framework through which Dickens explores the human condition. The themes of resurrection and sacrifice are intricately woven together, suggesting that true transformation often requires profound loss. The novel's famous opening line, "It was the best of times, it was the worst of times," encapsulates this dichotomy, inviting readers to reflect on the paradoxes of existence. Critically evaluating the work's strengths, Dickens's vivid characterization, intricate plotting, and rich symbolism stand out as hallmarks of his literary prowess. His ability to evoke empathy for his characters, especially in their moments of triumph and despair, creates an emotional resonance that lingers long after the final page. However, some critics argue that the novel's pacing occasionally falters, particularly in its early chapters, where exposition sometimes overshadows action. Additionally, certain characters, such as Madame Defarge, may come off as one-dimensional antagonists, lacking the depth afforded to the protagonists. Despite these criticisms, A Tale of Two Cities maintains significant literary significance. Its exploration of the moral dilemmas faced during tumultuous times resonates with readers across generations. The themes of sacrifice, redemption, and the quest for justice remain pertinent, allowing the novel to transcend its historical context. The narrative's intricate interplay of personal and political conflicts reflects the complexities of human nature, making it a timeless work that continues to inspire critical discourse. The enduring nature of Dickens's work lies in its ability to capture universal truths about humanity. The struggles of individuals against oppressive systems, the quest for redemption, and the power of love resonate with readers in any era. The novel's exploration of revolution, both personal and societal, invites reflection on contemporary issues of justice, inequality, and the human capacity for change. Furthermore, the emotional depth of characters like Sidney Carton ensures that their stories remain relatable and impactful, inviting readers to consider the sacrifices made for love and the potential for rebirth in even the darkest of circumstances. In conclusion, A Tale of Two Cities serves as a powerful commentary on the human experience, intertwining themes of love, sacrifice, and redemption within the context of revolutionary upheaval. Through its richly developed characters and masterful narrative structure, Dickens crafts a tale that not only reflects the historical realities of his time, but also speaks to the enduring struggles of humanity. Its lasting influence in literature and culture attests to the novel's ability to resonate across time, reminding us of the transformative power of love and the possibility of hope amidst despair.